week of the cost. I think it's over $7,000 in new costs if you're building a new house, on what the Biden administration wants to put in the way of regulations for building a new house. And housing costs, everybody knows, if you've been looking at housing costs lately, have just been up absolutely dramatically just in the last couple of years. Well, as I mentioned, we're getting close to election, and the Biden administration out to blame other people for their problems. Well, it's very interesting this week. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and 22 other Democrat senators have written a letter to the Department of Justice. Are you ready for this? They are trying to get the Department of Justice, they say, to investigate collusion between petroleum companies, and the Democrats say, that higher prices at the gas pump, that's all the oil companies' fault. Really? Well, we know that is simply not the case. Because from day one, and I'm talking literally day one of the Biden administration, you know what they did with the Keystone Pipeline project. They canceled it. Here are some other things the Republicans are pointing to that the Biden administration has done. A freeze on liquefied natural gas exports, restrictions on new oil and gas leasing on a petroleum reserve in Alaska, and a decision to charge companies higher rates to drill for oil and natural gas on federal lands. Those are all reasons why the oil companies have been pulling back. They're not going to invest billions of dollars in new exploration, because that's what exploration is. There isn't any guarantee they will find oil and gas in the ground, but they've had to do this exploration in hopes of getting a return. But if it's going to cost them more just to get on the ground, to start investigating whether there are reserves there, they're not going to do it. That's what's really happening out there. But expect that you're going to hear more about this investigation by these Democrat senators into what's going on in the oil industry. It's just as I say, it is an effort to shift blame to somebody else. And also, just reading in the last day or so, President Biden, you ready for this, folks? Now, this has to do with the border. Millions and millions of illegals have invaded our country since Joe Biden became president. Millions. And it was all orchestrated by him. He removed all the restrictions that President Donald Trump had put in